On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Daunting.
Looking challenging to manage and prospect, making someone anxious and less confident about carrying out something.
Examples:
Face the daunting reality. Seem like a daunting task. My homework was daunting and complex, but it was also intriguing.
Fume.
To emit gas, smoke, vapor, or a strong, unpleasant odor, to show anger, irritation, or annoyance in a visible way. Noun, gas or vapor that is emitted from a substance, usually as a result of heating or combustion.
Examples:
Fume with anger. Acrid fumes. The angry customer began to fume when their order was delayed.
Scum.
A layer of unwanted or unclean material that forms on the surface of a liquid or a solid, often containing dirt, oil, or other debris, also used figuratively to describe undesirable people or groups.
Examples:
Bathtub scum. Scum of the earth. The scum on the pond's surface made seeing the fish swimming below difficult.
Inlet.
A small arm of the sea, a lake, or a river, usually leading inland.
Examples:
Inlet valve. Inlet temperature. The boat sailed through the narrow inlet and into the harbor.
Unhealthy.
Not conducive to good health, detrimental to physical or mental well-being.
Examples:
Unhealthy diet. Unhealthy habit. Sitting for long hours in front of the computer is considered unhealthy.
Adage.
A short and memorable saying or phrase that expresses a commonly held truth or belief, often based on experience or tradition, a proverb or maxim.
Examples:
Proverbial adage. Famous adage. He lived by the wise adage honesty is the best policy and was respected for his straightforward approach.
Minnow.
A small freshwater fish, typically measuring between 2 to 4 inches in length, often used as bait for fishing.
Examples:
Minnow species. Swift minnow. The angler used a minnow trap to gather bait for the day's fishing expedition.
Ecologist.
A person who studies the relationships between living organisms and their environment, the state of being outside or directed toward or relating to the outside or exterior.
Examples:
Behavioral ecologist. Forestry ecologist. The forestry ecologist studied the interactions between the different species in the forest's ecosystem.
Interconnect.
To connect similar things.
Examples:
Directly interconnect with those systems. Human activities interconnect with the environment. Our system can now interconnect with other databases.
Plankton.
Tiny forms of plant and animal life that live in water or air on which other animals feed.
Examples:
Plankton blooms. Plankton community. Plankton is generally the foundation of the ocean food chain.
Frightening.
Causing fear or alarm, or very surprising and alarming.
Examples:
Cast frightening eyes. Frightening experience. The news of the pandemic was a frightening reminder of the fragility of human health.
Pollutant.
A substance or agent that pollutes or contaminates the environment, typically through release into the air, water, or soil.
Examples:
Noxious pollutant. Water pollutant. The factory's use of chemicals has made it a significant pollutant in the area.
Pass.
No longer fashionable or current, outdated, considered to be old-fashioned or out of date.
Examples:
Passé entertainment. Passé trend. Bell-bottom jeans, once considered passé fashion, have made a surprising comeback in recent years.
Predator.
An animal whose natural behavior is to prey on others.
Examples:
Apex predator. Sexual predators. The native South American animals were in danger because of the predator's arrival.
Stingy.
Unwilling to spend or give freely, characterized by an excessive unwillingness to share or be generous.
Examples:
Stingy benefits package for employees. Stingy with money. He's always been stingy with his time and rarely tries to spend it with his family.
Indigestible.
Not easily digested or broken down by the body, difficult or impossible to understand or comprehend.
Examples:
Indigestible food. Indigestible substance. The dish was filled with so much spice that it became indigestible for me.
Dolphin.
A marine mammal that typically has a beak-like snout, a streamlined body, and flippers, and that feeds on fish and squid.
Examples:
Dolphin show. Dolphin watching tour. The large group of dolphins swam gracefully in the ocean, jumping out of the water now and then.
Wean.
To gradually stop feeding a baby or young animal with its mother's milk and to start or accustom to eating other food.
Examples:
Wean a person from a bad habit. Wean my baby from the breast. It's difficult to wean an addict off drugs once they're hooked.
Moth.
An insect with wings similar to a butterfly that travels at night and is attracted to light.
Examples:
Moth larva. Moth attracted to the light. The moth is a serious threat to the farm's output.
Firstborn.
The first child born to a mother.
Examples:
Firstborn female child. Firstborn grandchild. The firstborn child is often the parent's favorite.
Smuggle.
To import or export something or someone without paying appropriate customs duties, often illegally.
Examples:
Smuggle drugs. Smuggle herself out of a country. He was able to smuggle a gun inside the prison.
Blubber.
To speak or cry in a way that is noisy, emotional, and often difficult to understand. To sob or weep uncontrollably. Noun, a thick layer of fat that lies under the skin of marine mammals such as whales, seals, and walruses.
Examples:
Blubber uncontrollably. Seal blubber. The child began to blubber when he dropped his ice cream cone.
Dioxin.
A highly toxic chemical compound that is a byproduct of industrial processes, including waste incineration and certain industrial chemical reactions, which are persistent environmental pollutants that can have harmful effects on human health and the environment.
Examples:
Dioxin levels. Dioxin exposure. Dioxin contamination in the soil posed a serious health risk to the nearby community.
Intolerable.
Incapable of being tolerated or endured, unacceptable.
Examples:
Intolerable situation. The heat is intolerable. Chronic pain from the side effects of treatment made her life intolerable.
Breastfeeding.
The act of feeding a baby with milk produced by the mother's breasts.
Examples:
Breastfeeding mother. Breastfeeding support. Getting the hang of breastfeeding at first can be challenging, but with patience and practice, it gets easier.
Arctic.
Of or relating to the region around the North Pole or the Arctic Ocean, very cold.
Examples:
Arctic ice. High Arctic. Cold temperatures and long, dark winters characterize the Arctic climate.
Toxin.
A poisonous substance produced by a living organism, such as a plant, animal, or microorganism, a chemical compound that can cause harm or illness to a living organism.
Examples:
Toxin exposure. Toxin production. Mold exposure can release dangerous toxins into the air.
Clog.
To obstruct or block up a passage, pipe, or system with an accumulation of thick or sticky matter, to impede or hinder the progress or movement of something.
Examples:
Clog a filter. Clog artery. The drain was clogged with hair and needed to be cleaned out.
Sew.
To join, fasten, or repair two pieces of something by putting the thread through them with a needle.
Examples:
Sew with thread. Sew a button. My mother taught me how to sew.
Algae.
A simple plant that grows in or near water and lacks typical leaves and roots.
Examples:
Algae biofuel. Blue algae. Algae has jammed the inlet to the water turbine.
Neurological.
Of or relating to the science of neurology or the nervous system.
Examples:
Fever with neurological signs. Neurological symptoms. The patient was diagnosed with a neurological disorder affecting their motor skills.
GNU.
The anatomical term for the convex part of a structure, such as a knee or elbow joint.
Examples:
Genuvalgum. Genuflection. The surgeon performed a genu replacement on the elderly patient.
Vibrio.
A type of bacterium that belongs to the genus Vibrio, characterized by their comma-shaped or curved rod morphology.
Examples:
Vibrio cholerae. Vibrio infection. The Vibrio bacteria can cause food poisoning if consumed.
Cholera.
A severe infectious disease that causes acute diarrhea, vomiting, and dehydration, often resulting in a rapid and dangerous loss of body fluids and electrolytes.
Examples:
Cholera toxin. Cholera epidemic. The outbreak of cholera was a major health crisis in the 19th century.
Swamp.
An area of low-lying land that is flooded or saturated with water, often having a growth of natural vegetation.
Examples:
Muddy swamp. Swamp tour. The lowland swamp was full of dangerous animals and poisonous plants.
Cleanliness.
The state of being clean or free from dirt, dust, or foreign substances, the practice of maintaining good hygiene and cleanliness.
Examples:
Cleanliness standards. Cleanliness of the kitchen. We must prioritize our workplace's cleanliness for our employees' safety.
Infect.
To affect a person, an animal, or a plant with a disease-causing organism.
Examples:
Infect other animal species. Infect a computer with a virus. Children often infect parents with this head cold.
Shellfish.
Water creatures that live in shells, especially one of the types that can be eaten.
Examples:
Shellfish allergy. Edible shellfish. Shellfish can cause allergic reactions in certain people.
Poisonous.
Containing or producing toxic substances, harmful or dangerous to living beings, often causing illness, injury, or death, capable of causing serious harm or destruction.
Examples:
Poisonous plants, poisonous chemicals. Some species of poisonous snakes can be deadly to humans if bitten.
Neurotoxin.
A poisonous substance that damages or destroys nerve tissue and causes neurological damage or dysfunction. A toxin that specifically targets the nervous system.
Examples:
Snake neurotoxin, lethal neurotoxin. Certain types of fish contain neurotoxins that can harm humans if ingested.
Paralysis.
A condition in which you are unable to move or lose control of part or most of the body because of illness or injury.
Examples:
Moral paralysis, paralysis in the leg. Massive demonstrations lead to total paralysis of transportation.
Copepod.
A small, planktonic crustacean that is a dominant part of the marine zooplankton and serves as a major food source for many aquatic organisms.
Examples:
Planktonic copepod, marine copepod. The sudden drop in the copepod population could negatively affect the local marine food web.
Crustacean.
A type of arthropod, such as a crab, lobster, or shrimp, that has a hard outer shell or exoskeleton.
Examples:
Crustacean dish, crustacean shell. A lobster is a type of crustacean found in the ocean.
Disrupt.
To prevent or stop something, especially an event, activity, or process, from continuing in the usual way by causing a problem or disturbance.
Examples:
Disrupt a well-ordered condition. Disrupt sleep. I'm so sorry to disrupt you when you're pretty busy.
Plumber.
A person who installs and repairs the pipes and fixtures of a water supply, heating system, or drainage system.
Examples:
Plumber's wrench. Licensed plumber. I had to call a plumber to fix the leaky faucet in my bathroom.
Industrious.
Hardworking, diligent, and persistent in effort.
Examples:
Industrious worker. Industrious student. He was known to be very industrious and would often work late into the night.
Abate.
To lessen, reduce, or diminish in intensity or severity, to decline or wane in amount or strength over time.
Examples:
Abate a storm. Abate a crisis. He tried to abate his anger by taking deep breaths and counting to 10.
Grove.
A small group of trees growing closely together.
Examples:
A bamboo grove. Citrus grove. They walked through the grove of trees and admired the natural beauty.
Pollute.
To make an area or substance, such as land, air, water, etc., dirty or harmful to living things, by adding waste matter or harmful chemicals.
Examples:
Pollute the air. Pollute the thread. We should do our best not to pollute the environment.
Intricately.
In a manner that involves a lot of detailed and complex arrangement or planning, with many interconnected parts or components.
Examples:
Intricately woven. Intricately decorated. The watch was intricately designed, with many small moving parts.